Hi everyone, we're playing The Last of Us on Survivor difficulty mode, and this is the Ranch House chapter. We're looking for Ellie, who has run off with a horse. And in the previous chapter I told you that something didn't jive to me about this whole chapter, and what doesn't jive is the fact that to get to the actual ranch house, we're going to have to go through a heavily guarded area, an encampment where there's a lot of enemies, and there is no other way to get to the ranch house. So if Ellie, who we're only behind her by about like 15 minutes, so unless everybody was asleep at the camp or they hadn't got to the camp, here's a dead end. I went the wrong way, sorry about that. But I mean, if we have to go through the encampment and fight all the enemies, how did she just magically get through on a horse? Because the tracks of her horse, they lead right through that camp, so it just doesn't make any sense. You know, it bothered me the first time I played this game. It's like, why didn't she have to do this battle? Or, you know, because there's no other way. I mean, if her there could conceivably be some other way, but if her tracks, as you know, we're following her tracks and they're leading this way, so unless she went some other way, there's just no way. She would have got held up, because to the left is a dead end. This is a linear game. You can't just go to the ranch house to the left, you have to go this way. But enough about that. It's just one of those things that was irritating me. This is a hard part, so we're going to dismount. You don't take any damage for that. What we have is an enemy who is on the highest tier up there, who has a rifle, and this guy here, he always charges. So what you can do is either hide over here to the left of Tommy and have Tommy take him out, and you don't really risk getting hit by this guy because Tommy will take him down pretty quick, as was evidenced right there. So the next guy I like to target is the Molotov cocktail guy. See, I can shoot his feet over here, and the first one hits him. You'll see the little signal. See, that's a hit. Now the second one, I did not hit the bottle. I hit his body, and he ignited. So I don't know why that is. Normally that doesn't happen, but it happens for me every single time, so I'm sure it'll happen to you. The next guy I'm going to focus on is the guy to the left. And I'm just using the angles to my advantage here. You are instructed by the game, the companion AI, Tommy, to flank and go to the right. And that's a good idea, but I just like to take these guys out while I can have a good angle without that guy with the rifle shooting at me the whole time. So that didn't look like I got that guy with the headshot, but I sure as hell did. So I saw the blood splattering on it. If he's still alive, I don't know what the hell's wrong with this game. But when I did this on hard mode, I just sprinted over here every single time, and it worked. I'm not saying that it won't work. I'm just saying that you might want to be a little bit more methodical and take your time and just weed out these enemies from the best locations possible, because there are quite a few of these guys, and it is nice to have the hunting axe as a quote unquote out. So if you run up to anybody and you don't want to waste any bullets and you just want to take them down quick, just cut them down with the axe. So I'm going to be using the El Diablo. Now that guy, I think that looked like a person over there, but I didn't want to risk it because it might not have been a person. I don't know. You do eventually want to make your way up into that house and then circle around to where the hunter is. You can snipe him and kill him. He's not the last guy you have to kill, you know, like the sniper section. And I'm happy to report that I was able to monetize that video so I can get some revenue from that video. I've just been really picking and choosing which videos I want to monetize. And what I figured is, if the videos get flagged, I'll just delete the video, republish it, you know, re-render it so it's a different file, and then repost it without monetizing it. But I'm not going to do that for every single video. It's just a hassle when I'm not partnered. I just have a traditional AdSense account, so I don't have anybody to go to bat for me or anything like that when I get flags. So, and some of the other flags, they were just like a content ID match, which is not a flag. It's nothing happens really. It's just you're just verifying that some content has suspicious stuff, so it pretty much just means you can't monetize a video, and ads will get placed on your video, which you can't get revenue from. But enough of that. We got to take out this black guy down here. But above him is the guy with the rifle, so we have to see, he's over there. I shot this guy in the back. He did not perish, obviously. The resilience of these enemies I don't think resilience is a word. I'm an English major, I should know, but I know resiliency should be a word. And I don't know if I think it has to do, because I remember one take. It took 4 shots with a shotgun to take one of these goddamn assholes down. And I wasn't at point blank range. Obviously, that would have killed the guy in one hit if I was accurate enough, because it does have a lot of spray to that, to the pellets of the shotgun shells. But I wasn't so far away that I deemed it, imprudent to actually use the shotgun, because if you're too far away, you'll still hit them a little bit, but it's so insignificant of damage that I think I got a lovely headshot right here. That was very beautiful right there. But I was moderately close to the enemy, and I hit him 4 times, and then he finally fell down on the 4th time, and I'm just saying, God, how many times do I have to hit these fucking enemies? He didn't have any body armor either. He had a denim jacket on, of all things. So, and that just kind of, I'm definitely going to be upgrading the power on the majority of the weapons. You cannot make them more powerful, but I know you can make this rifle more powerful with a level 4 upgrade. And I have the level 4 tools. I just need to find a bench, and then we'll get this thing more powerful. You might be able to get the shotgun more powerful too. Oh, was that the 4? Maybe that might have been 4. So just take cover over here. I'm gonna hop in here for a moment. Just watch out for, you always want to, in the back of your head, you always want to figure, am I at a bad angle? So there we go, butchering people. It's so fun to use the hunting axe. It's just so great to get instant kills. And I'm loving this shirt too. I gotta get a shirt like that. There's a bunch of unlockable stuff in this game. So, okay, so what happened here? I got the little close call music over here, and I thought I was referencing the guy up on the highest platform, the guy that I'm gonna use a shiv on because I was so pissed. No, he's not the guy I use a shiv on, but there's actually one guy after him because I neglected to kill somebody down there, and it was like Jason Voorhees stalking some unsuspecting tourist in the forest, and it was so rewarding because I didn't get Tommy talking over here, which would have signified that all things were a go. We can go back on the horses and saddle up. But what happened is, Tommy went into hiding, and that told me there's more enemies. So I couldn't find this guy for the longest time. Or let me amend that. I found him, and then I saw him right over here, right? And then he just started walking into dense foliage, and I lost him. And then I turned into a machine of prey like Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Predator. And when I finally caught up with that son of a bitch, I staked a shiv through his throat. But you see that right there? That's fall damage. You normally don't get that unless you fall from a very great height. But this isn't Ninja Gaiden. You're not immune from getting fall damage. Chopped up Tommy right there by accident. Thought he was the enemy. So now I'm on the prowl for that enemy. I don't know where he is. I don't want to be caught with him like right around the corner, but I do have that axe. So I'm just looking for the guy. And this was really fun. It was just one of those things where it's so nerve-wracking, but it's so fucking fun. And that's pretty much characteristic of this entire game. It's just your emotions and your anxieties are heightened all over the board, but it's just so satisfying at the end, especially when you see the guy in your sights like right over there, and then you slowly plan your kill. So I figured I could jump over here quickly and not get seen. He's on the other side of the rock, but he was moving he was moving faster than I gave him credit for, and I was, moving at this slow crawl here. And in a moment, we're going to get the money shot right over here, because he walked right into here, and I said, should I use the shiv or should I, not waste it? But I said, you know what, I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it because it was a hunt. He was the meat. Now, back to the horses we go, and we're going to go to the ranch house. So, again, how did Ellie get through here without any hiccups? It doesn't make any sense, and it's just one of those nitpicking things. And I'm just a nitpicker. I always have to. I'm never satisfied with stuff. I have to analyze it to death, and I would consider that a failing as a person, because it just leaves me too anxious in life, and that's the reason why I have to take pills to control my anxiety, two sets of pills to control my blood pressure, because genetics fucked me over. But playing games relaxes me, even though this is a tense game, and other things help too, like meditation and relaxation and just chilling out. Don't like to get overwhelmed. Have my own. I like to have what I call me time. So, because I deal with so much shit in my business, I run part of a family business. I don't run the whole thing. It would be too much stress. But there comes a point when I just turn off the phone. I don't answer calls. I play games. I do a session, and recently it's been 100. I think it was 114 degrees today, so I turned the AC on in my room and played a long session of this game and just lost myself in it. And I'm going to keep doing that all summer long until I clear this game, but it's not going to take that long, you guys. But of all things, Ellie went into this ranch house, and she got her feelings hurt, and it was justified, because Joel is a dickhead, and he wanted to cart her off to Tommy to take her across country, and she's developing a strong bond with Joel, and I thought it was. My feelings were hurt that this guy who I trusted is just going to pass this little girl off to Tommy after all they've gone through. She saved his life. He hasn't even said thank you yet for that, But it's not that he's a bad person. It's not. He's hard. If I could say it, he's hard. He doesn't show his emotions. He's stolid. Pretty much, he doesn't. There's so much stuff that goes unsaid in this game, and it actually says more than what is actually spoken, because you intuit things, and that's the way this game works so magically. Because sometimes you can inundate a book with dialogue, or a game in this case, but they've managed to, since it's not a book, they've managed to, how do I say it, just have the bare minimum of dialogue so that the player can fill in the gaps in his or her own way. And that makes things different for everybody. We're going to have different experiences when we play this game. We're going to, have differing opinions. But Ellie is... I think we called out to Ellie, and she is in a room. I think she's reading a journal, and we're gonna have a fight coming up. And I really love this fight in this house. It's just the environment and doing the stealth and stuff like that. So grab a couple of these tools up here, and we're going to go into that room, and then the fight will commence in short order. I did go directly into the room where Ellie is. There is a room to the right, but it's just a bathroom and it has nothing in it. It's not this bathroom, it's the other bathroom. Okay, just one more room to look for. This down the hall right over here, that's the one. And then ready yourself for a tough fight. So on the upper floor we have these two guys. You could basically just, walk as quickly as you want to, because even though you restart the checkpoint, they're not going to see you. I mean, even if you're walking like right when the checkpoint starts, you might want to skip a beat for a second, but then just get on this guy, and then these patterns. The pattern that I just did for that guy, it never differs. This sometimes, I was not accustomed to this guy coming out of the door straight ahead. Sometimes he comes from the other door, the other room, and then I can get him. But either way, he's got his back turned. So there is going to be an aggressive takedown right here. I believe that's because we are divesting this guy of his machete. So I should have just taken the machete, because I do come back to it after I stealth all these guys, and I'm proud to say I did stealth kill every single guy on here. So there's 3 more guys, but this is a little bit more tricky. The guy I would go for first is the black guy who went into the kitchen, so allow yourself some time so the other guys have their backs turned or are not in the immediate vicinity, and then take this guy out. And I did do some bold moves. And whenever you do that, you're just kind of waiting to be seen. But I took my time. If I hadn't, it's obvious that I took my time, because this footage is rather long and drawn out here. But there's just a lot of open space in this ranch house. It's a beautiful house, very well preserved, even though it doesn't even appear that it was looted. So it's just, we don't have the listen mode, so this is made even more difficult. And sometimes you do have to chance it. But if you're one of those people that are very aware of enemy pathing and stuff like that in a game like this and other stealth games, you probably won't have much of a problem. But I just have no background in Metal Gear Solid games or any kind of stealth games. But I'm learning. My most experience actually comes from the Batman games. So that's the second to last guy right there. Now I just need to take care of the final foe. And what actually happened here is that he discovered his fallen compatriot over here. I heard him exclaim something inaudible from where I was, and then I pretty much knew I could just go over to him and then take him out. It wasn't like he was going to be able to summon any more lackeys, because he's the last guy. So once we take him out, we do an aggressive takedown, I presume, because it's the last guy. And now I'm going to switch from the axe to the machete. Not any real out of any kind of desire to have the machete, except for the fact that you get it seldom in this game, and I just want to have it because, as you can imagine, all your hits with this weapon, just like the axe, are instant kill hits. So they only give you 3 hits, surprisingly. So it's probably the most powerful weapon in the game, or the most deadly by far. But once we run out of the house, we're going to be going to the next level. We'll be in the university.